High-stakes Senate primaries today setting the tone of the voters. Is there an anti-incumbent mood out there today? Joining us now, Republican Congressman Joe Wilson. Congressman, thanks for joining us. You know, a lot of big, tight races. Inspector Sedek, Paul, Grayson, Kritz, Burns, a sex scandal, a lying scandal. What's on your radar? What's the most important thing going on today?
Well, this has been a big day for the media, and I appreciate the coverage, and because the American people know better today about the political process than ever before, and today, I think, may have set a record.
Congressman, let's break down one of them, Kentucky. We haven't talked about Kentucky yet. We have a Senate Republican primary there. You have Trey Grayson, who's basically, people have been calling him the hand-picked nominee by top Senate Republican Mitch McConnell, and he's facing Rand Paul, who basically he's the son of, obviously, the Texas Congressman Ron Paul, but he's a physician. We've had him here on the show before, and Rand Paul is doing very, very well. Again, is this the anti-establishment vote happening down in Kentucky?
I think in that particular state, you're correct. That would be the establishment candidate, Trey Grayson, the Secretary of State, a very fine candidate. And then you have an insurgent candidate with Rand Paul, a candidate who's really worked hard. I know that my colleague, Senator Jim DeMint, has endorsed him. But that truly is a classic case of insurgent versus establishment. But it's also proof that people won't change this November. They want candidates who stand firmly for limited government.
Well, talk a little bit about that further, because it might be a movement of limited government or anti-incumbent, anti-establishment, as Rebecca just talked about. Why do you not think it is actually just anti-incumbent? What makes you think it actually has something to do with so-called smaller government? The Republicans have been for big government, as far as I can tell, for the last decade.
Well, the good news is that I look at turnout in Indiana, Ohio 3 weeks ago. There was a huge increase in participation in the Republican primary for limited government. People are very concerned, and I give credit to the 24-hour news channels, to talk radio, the Internet. In fact, in South Carolina, we had a huge increase in the number of Republicans who have filed for office. 3 times as many people filed statewide for the Republican positions as Democrat.
Wow.
Joe, Congressman, the Democrats are looking at about 43 seats majority in the House right now. Anything beyond that would swing it back to a GOP majority. What do you guys see? What do you say? Is it 25? Is it 30? Do you have a shot at taking the House back?
Well, actually, call me Joe, and I do. I see a Republican majority. And the reason I see a Republican majority are the quality of candidates who have been filing across the country, whether it's in New York, California, even Hawaii. The Republicans have really credible candidates. We see a wave coming. I believe that people are so concerned about the future of this country. They see too much spending, too much government. We know we should succeed with limited government.
Yeah. And Congressman, we touched on Kentucky there. Let's now get your thoughts on Arkansas. We have a Senate Democratic primary there. Senator Blanche Lincoln, and she's facing Lieutenant Governor Bill Coulter. Now, whereas in Kentucky it was who's more conservative, because you have Rand Paul backed by the Tea Parties and by Sarah Palin. Well, in Arkansas, it's who's more liberal. You have a Lieutenant Governor backed by the unions and progressive organizations. Your thoughts there?
Well, it's really bizarre because Arkansas itself is a state which has among the highest number of persons who do not oppose who do not favor the current president. In fact, I believe the net result is that U.S. Congressman John Bozeman is going to be elected the new U.S. Senator of Arkansas. The Democratic Party is dividing among itself. So all the coverage is how Republicans divide, but actually the Democratic Party is dividing between its center and the far left, and that's going to create an opportunity for Congressman Bozeman to be the next U.S. Senator.
Joe, you need to come wear that suit here in the bar in New York City next time you come to town.
I love that suit.
But
hey, this is a seersucker suit, and it's perfect for summer in South Carolina.
Amen. It'd be great in New York, just not today with all the rain. We've got to wrap it there. Congressman Joe Wilson, thank you so much for joining us.
Honor to be with you. Thank you very much.